Hello, Christian. Nice to see you again, as always.
Good to see you.
And a big congrats on Lights Out. I mean, this is your 18th film release. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, yeah. So
Wow, you've come a long way since Shoot the Hero, since I went when I met you.
I know, and I love that movie.
Oh, I
It's
did
the one that
too.
it's the one that started it all, and it definitely kind of solidified the brand in some way.
Oh, tell your viewers what your brand is.
I think mainstream popcorn fun, I think so. It's like I'm like the Latino indie John Favreau.
There you go. But first of all, describe Lights Out to our viewers in your own
Yeah,
words.
so Lights Out is a old school 80s roadhouse kind of action flick about an ex-soldier who comes into LA wandering drifter style and meets up with Mekhi Phifer's character and finds these underground fights that he's able to help somebody out and get him out of some gambling trouble. And then kind of all hell breaks loose.
That's right. No,
Yeah.
take us from the beginning. When you saw the script written by Chad Law, Gary Charles, and Brandon Burrows, what made you want to say, I want to direct this?
Well, we had just wrapped Section 8 over here in the Valley. And literally, I took the holidays off. We were like in New York or whatever we were doing. And they're like, we want to go again right away. And we have this script and check it out, see what you think. We can go because Frank Grillo and Mekhi Phifer have a small window like in February. And I read it and I said, well, this is kind of like an old school Roadhouse or Lionheart style movie. I'd never done kind of like that kind of genre fight movie. And I thought, how do I make it contemporary and street level and like, a little bit more character driven than normal. And so I said, yeah, let's give it a crack. I thought it could be fun. And then the cast started stacking up, and it's for an indie film, it's a great cast. So
I do agree. I was just going to say that. I love your cast. I mean, I think it works because of Frank Grillo and Mekhi Phifer. I mean, they have excellent chemistry.
they're
Tell
great.
us how you zero in on them.
Yeah, well, we talked about making this again as character driven as we can within the genre. So it wasn't just we're just waiting for fight scenes to fight scenes. I think we were really trying to focus on Frank's character and how he was finding a connection and family with Mekhi and that. So and just this brotherhood of the kind of the army brotherhood that he had, and he kind of was able to parlay that into this relationship with Mekhi. So we really did kind of delve as much as we could. Deep into making this a little bit more character driven for the genre. And so we worked on it for sure.
I could see that. Very, very well done, by the way. Now, besides exciting action scenes, the film even speaks about the sacrifices our soldiers give, right? I mean, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen so many PTSD style movies and this, that, and the other. So again, this wasn't any different when it came to Frank's character, but he really is this like lone drifter that had experienced so much loss that connecting with another person was probably the last thing he ever thought. And somebody that's kind of haunted by this by war and the atrocities of war. So I think we try to hit on that as much as possible, and even within the fight scenes, adding kind of some kind of PTSD moments that you go, it's never easy for any of our veterans ever. So trying to touch upon that, but again, maintaining within the fun fight genre. So we're trying to roller coaster between the drama, this, that, and the other, but then still support what it is. It's fun action movies.
Right, and you know what? I forgot. I didn't even write in my questions, but I did like the way you created some of your action scenes where you could see the inside when you're hitting
Yeah.
them. That was actually kind of brilliant.
Well, what's funny is that was like an 11th hour idea from the producer. And so
Wow.
he was like, what do we do this? And I was like, man, I don't know. Because as the director, you're always the protector of the tone of the movie. So I'm always careful to make sure that we don't go off rails into like cheesy territory. Because with this kind of movie, you could easily go into another area.
Right.
But we tried it and we sat on it. We went back and forth about it. And we're like, yeah, I think this gives it a little bit more fun. And like it keeps a little bit of levity to it. It's cool. So we
Right.
kept it, and everybody so far has been like, it's really cool. And nobody goes, oh my God, that was horrible. I think everybody was like, that's cool.
Right. It didn't distract from
Right.
the narrative. It actually added to it. So
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
good call. But one of the reasons we love you, Christian, is because you always give love to the Coachella Valley, right? In your films, you hire crews and actors and shoot locally right here in the valley. Tell us the Coachella Valley connection with Lights Out.
Gosh, again, we had just wrapped Section 8 in the Valley. So, I mean, that was kind of this big Mission Impossible independent style movie. And I said, when I read the script, it was about, a boxing gym, an MMA gym, and underground fights. I went, guys, I could bring this all over again back here. And I was really close with Coach Joel Diaz, who was Timothy Bradley's coach, and the Diaz brothers gym. And I said, this is kind of one of our main sets. And obviously, at the end of the movie, it really gets torn to shreds. So, having that support in the Diaz brothers and Coach Joel, um, from the get go was a big plus for us to do that, because in Los Angeles it's very difficult to get those kind of locations. So again, the Valley comes through for your boy and saying, look, and then obviously Fantasy Springs Hotel Casino, same thing. A lot of the underground fights, the parking lots, those were all at Fantasy Springs. So 6th Street and Coachella. I mean, it's like we shot about 80% of this movie here.
Wow, you were the reason why there was traffic in Fantasy Springs parking lot then.
It was kind of crazy. Yeah, it was kind of crazy then. Yeah.
But Lights Out arrives in theaters, in select theaters and streaming platform on Friday, February 16th. What do you hope for viewers to get after watching the film?
Have some fun. It's kind of just like a fun old school movie. It's like the way I went to theaters back in the day and watched Roadhouse. I mean, it was cool. I mean, Patrick Swayze was cool doing some kind of old school stuff. So the same thing, same kind of vibe.
Oh, a big congrats again on Lights Out, and good luck on everything, Christian, okay?
Thanks, Manny. Good to see you always.
Oh, always. Bye for now.
Bye.